everyone. My name is Ellen. I am a licensed nutritionist who specializes in disordered eating, hormones, gut health, and really anything anti-diet culture. Welcome to my YouTube channel where we talk about how to support yourself with nutrition in non-restrictive ways that are based in self-love. Today, we're going to be talking about something that I get a lot of questions about, and that is hair loss. So let's get into it. Okay, so you're starting to notice that your hair is thinning. That can be extremely overwhelming, and I see it unfortunately a lot in my practice. And I've actually experienced it myself, which I'm going to talk about. So I personally noticed my hair thinning in my early 20s. And I didn't actually notice it myself. My hairdresser noticed it first, and I thought she was being dramatic until I really started noticing larger clumps coming out in the shower, in my brush, etc. Then, once I started addressing the nutritional needs that I had at the time, I saw all these little baby hairs growing back, which was really exciting. But how do we get to the point of growing back baby hairs? And what are the potential different causes of the thinning that you might be experiencing? So let's break it down a little bit. First things first, we need to investigate and rule out different health concerns that affect hair loss and growth. So we're not just going to jump right into taking some biotin like I see a lot online. We need to rule out different concerns that could be affecting what you're going through. Number one of health concerns is insulin resistance. And by the way, these aren't ranked in terms of like most important to check out versus least important. This is just a list, okay? So number one is insulin resistance. I'm curious if you've had your blood sugar levels checked recently. Insulin resistance happens when your body stops responding to the same amount of insulin, which is a hormone released from your pancreas. And at one point, the amount that was being released from your pancreas was able to keep your blood sugar in check. But over time, we can get what's called insulin resistance. So this is super common in individuals with, diabetes, but also with folks who have PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome, which is likely why we see hair loss in PCOS so often is the insulin resistance. So if you're interested in learning more about PCOS, you can view my other more in-depth YouTube video on that condition and check that out. Going down the line, number two is gut health. There are various elements of your gut health that could cause hair loss. If we've got stuff going on in our gut, we see it elsewhere. We see it obviously in our digestion, but also in our skin, in our nails, in our hair. So if you are experiencing imbalances, we got to check that out. But let's talk about one that I see a lot in my practice, which is hypochlorhydria, aka low stomach acid. If you also struggle with digestive issues like diarrhea or constipation, chronic bloating, uncomfortable burping, gas, all of this could be something to look into more, right? Might not be low stomach acid, but something to check out. I do have a link to a blog article I wrote about low stomach acid, how to check for it. If you're curious about learning more, you can click the link in the caption of this video. Number three, let's get into thyroid health. Hypothyroidism, aka a sluggish, underactive thyroid, is gonna make everything slow down, including your digestion, which results in constipation for many people. Also cognition, potentially felt as like depression or brain fog, lack of motivation. Can also cause hair loss and poor hair growth. So I highly recommend talking to your doctor and running a full thyroid panel. So like got your TSH, T3, T4, etc. if you think that this may sound like you. Number four, a favorite of mine, of course, to address is disordered eating or not eating enough. We need to make sure that you are eating enough food to decrease hair loss. You can take as many supplements, as much biotin as you want, but if you are not getting in the macronutrients and the micronutrients that your body needs, you're likely not going to see progress in your hair loss. And this is what my problem was when I was experiencing hair thinning myself years ago. So like me many years ago, so many of my current clients with hair loss issues have actually been found to not be eating enough through balanced meals and snacks. So I encourage people to eat every 3 to 4 waking hours or so to support their energy and blood sugar. It's very important to make sure that your meals and snacks contain carbohydrates, fats, protein. I highly recommend working with a licensed nutritionist or dietitian if you are not sure that you're eating enough. Okay, so done with the various health concerns. We've talked about those that can cause hair issues. Next, we need to address the necessary nutrients for proper hair growth. And supplements, again, seem like the first step for many people, but I also do like to recommend a food-first approach when possible, because then not only are we getting in the nutrients from those food, we're also getting the fiber, we're getting the protein, we're getting all kinds of stuff. So here are just a few nutrients that are very important for your hair health. Number 1, let's talk about antioxidants, especially vitamin C and vitamin E. So eat your fruits and berries. We love it. Try to increase the colors of plants on your plate to bring in more antioxidants and fiber, which are going to do great things for your gut health, your skin, your hair, and more. Fun fact, I love to introduce people to eating kiwis as a great source of antioxidants, tons of vitamin C. They also serve as amazing constipation fighting fruits, so if you're also dealing with that, go for it. Number 2 is zinc. Foods like oyster, legumes, so like beans and lentils, pumpkin and hemp seeds, and cashews and almonds. These are all great sources of zinc. Also very important nutrient for PCOS in general if that is something that you're struggling with. Number 3, we have our handy dandy healthy omega-3 fatty acids, also known as, you'll hear a lot of people saying, your healthy fats from fish oil, seeds, nuts, avocado, and fatty fish like salmon and tuna. This is going to be really important, for everyone, especially people who are trying to balance their cholesterol as well, people who maybe have imbalanced hormonal cycles. You really can't go wrong with getting your healthy fats in. Number 4 is iron. So heme iron is found in red meat, organ meat, and shellfish. Smaller amounts of non-heme iron can be found in plants such as spinach, lentils, tofu, pumpkin seeds, quinoa, and more. And the heme versus non-heme, heme iron, which is found in the meat, is easier for our body to just kind of suck up and use. Non-heme is a little bit less bioavailable, as we say in the medical world. But iron is so necessary to deliver oxygen to your cells. And unfortunately, iron deficiency anemia is very common, especially with those of us who have periods. And symptoms of that are lightheadedness, fatigue, headaches, hair loss, etc. That's also something that I have dealt with in the past. So get your iron tested at your doctor as well and see if that's something that you need to take care of. All right. So now we know a few places to get started if you're struggling with hair loss, but where are you going to start? Maybe just pick one of those that I said, maybe one that sounds most exciting to you or most interesting, most out of the box for you, and get started. But please let me know in the comments if you have questions. I hope that you will also like this video if you learned something, and hit subscribe so you can stay updated on all my new content. All right, see you soon.